Siam has one of the best military ideas in the game. Plus 10 morale, plus 25 manpower, plus 5 discipline, and of course plus 15 cavalry compatibility, and plus 1 cavalry fire. That's one of the strongest cavalry ideas in the game. Maybe only Poland may be stronger. But unlike Poland, it's fairly easy to become Horde as Siam. Not only Horde also has some military buffs, but of course it's also possible to get Horde ideas in addition to aristocratic. So in this video I will show you how to become Horde Siam. Let's start with privileges. Grant mana privileges, seize land, religious diplomats, clerical education, strong touches, nobility officer rights, and burg allowance. Now as for your rivals, let's take a look. Usually Khmer and Lan Xang will hate you from the start. Maybe not even usually, but almost always. Sometimes Vietnam will also hate you, sometimes not. If not, I would recommend to try to ally it. So let's start improving relations. Why ally Vietnam? Not because it's useful ally, but more because it won't get as much aggressive expansion. You will conquer Vietnam like 20-30 years later, so no need to worry about truce. So let's rival Lan Xang, Khmer, you can also rival Vietnam if it does. Take monastic education. Now let's take a look at our missions. Basically, we will just follow mission tree. Ignore this branch and this branch for now. Just focus on those two. So this branch is for conquering Indochina, this one is for Burma. You need to wait for a few years before completing this one, but you can finish this one right now. What you need to do is you need to hire 2 generals. Don't hire free company right now, just don't do it. You will do it later. Maybe hire 1 military advisor. Well, we can also start drilling our armies, but it's not necessary. But I will. Hire 2nd general, and by the way you should start improving relations with Champa and Pegu. You can even ally some of them. I won't because Pegu is allied to Lan Xang, which is bad, but if you want to you can. You can also grant generalship. It won't help you with professionalism, but it will grant you one more general. Maybe he will be good. Okay, here we go, 3rd general. Now we can finish one more mission, and this mission will grant you subjugation CB on Khmer. Now you can build free company, no problems, and declare on Khmer. Well, here it's allied with Malacca, I wouldn't worry. Usually it allies someone weaker, like some of these nations, maybe some Burmans, maybe Malacca, yes. If it allies someone big like Lan Xang or Tibet, you can either postpone conquest of Indochina and first conquer Burma, or just restart. It will lock you out of your tree. Choose the best general you have, usually it's your ruler. Let's ally Tibet, and let's declare on Khmer. Shouldn't be difficult, no need to call in anyone. If ally is like OPM, not very strong, you can ignore it for now. If ally is stronger, like Malacca for example, I recommend you to focus on it, to first piece it out. Let's ask for military access. I will just carpet siege Malacca, nothing difficult. Well, okay, that's unexpected, not a big deal, I will leave Malacca be, I won't spend my resources here. Just each down a few provinces of Khmer's ally, put your stack on its capital and it most likely will surrender, quite quickly. Okay, I think Malacca can surrender even now, yes, it will. Okay, perfect, now only Khmer is left and that should be extremely easy. Winning against Khmer itself is very easy, it doesn't have any fort, you just need to carpet siege. And by the way, siege capitals and any other forts with your free company. Don't spend your manpower on this. Okay, so you might wonder why did I say to improve relations with Pegu and Champa? Well, the answer is simple, because of this. You need to improve relations with nations that can join the coalition. So let's also improve relations with Muan. Well, here we go, we can peace out. Maybe not right now, but soon enough. Like I said, not difficult war, even if it does ally someone. Okay, let's peace out, no coalition because we improve relations. Take some money and make it your vassal. Most likely it will be unloyal and you can't do anything about it. You can only improve relations. Well, you can do it later, but right now it's not possible to make loyal. You need to wait for some time. And by the way, I didn't mention it, but you must pay tribute to Min. At least for now. At least now you need to remain tributary. If you decide to break tributary, then most likely you will have problems with conquering Indochina. Because tributaries can declare on other tributaries, but if you're independent, you will need to fight Min, which is quite bad. Most likely you will lose, at least at this stage. Meanwhile, I think I will fabricate claim on Lan Xang. And here we go, just like said, it will take a few years, but you will inherit Sukhothai for free. Once your initial ruler dies, you will get free land. You won't need to integrate for diplomatic mana. And that was quite stupid. So you see, it was a stupid idea because my monkey brain saw that I can finish the mission and I did. What you should do is you should wait before finishing it. Subjugation CB lasts for only 10 years and if you don't conquer Lan Na in this time, you'll lose it. You might ask why is it bad idea to declare right now? The answer is simple, because you have tons of aggressive expansion and unloyal vassals. You will just make things worse. Before finishing any mission here, make sure you can actually conquer the nation. Make sure you won't get a coalition of whole Burma, or it won't be unloyal, or it's not allied to anyone strong, because if you don't check it and just click the mission, there might be some problems. Also, don't forget to always seize land. Low crown land increases liberty desire. So I think we can declare on Lan Na. We can declare. We shouldn't get any coalition problems, at least right now. But be careful with coalitions. Burma is very similar to HRE. You will get tons of OPMs into coalition. And yes, I did call in Vietnam just because it won't conquer anything, it will just distract our enemies. So Khmer already is almost loyal, 78% of loyalty. What I'll do is I will develop its provinces, maybe pocket local rulers, and you can finish one more mission, and do it before you get any new vassal. Not after, but before, because it requires Khmer to have a less than 50 loyalty. And if you make another nation your vassal, Khmer's liberty desire will also increase. In theory, the more vassals you have, the more bonuses you will get, but it will also be more difficult to make them loyal, so keep it in mind. After you siege down Lan Na capital, you will get this event, which is quite cool. Okay, now I will just wait and improve relations with these nations. It might look scary, believe me, it's not. Just need to improve relations a lot. And ignore nations that are currently in war. They're irrelevant. So let's see. I need to improve relations with Pegu, One Pai, and Tango, and Rome. Just improve relations and it should be fine. Let's also improve relations with Awa. Okay, let's start piecing out nations. I recommend to do it separately to get war operations and money. Okay, let's piece out again. It was extremely easy war. My allies and vessels did everything for me. Just make sure that you have truces with nations here in this window. Okay, one more unloyal vessel, not a big deal, just improve relations. So, quite interesting case in this game, Lan Xang allied Pegu. So, in theory I might declare not with the usual conquest, but declare on Pegu and make Lan Xang belligerent. You might ask what about aggressive expansion, the answer is simple, there will be none, just because we won't conquer anything from Lan Xang, at least not right now. Well, I tried to preserve our tributary, you can do it by improved relations and Royal Marine Min, but still didn't work. Well, this time it broke our tributary on the earlier side, usually it breaks it like in 1460s, maybe 1470s if you're lucky. But anyway, we can ally it, and that's what I'll do. If we can ally it, then why not? Well, then it changes our strategy a little, because as you can see, Min will help Lan Xang. Also, by the way, it's time to improve relations with Laikor, and eventually annex it. Well, here we go, we can finish this mission and declare on Pegu, but I won't. Not right now at least. I want to wait for a little for our aggressive expansion to cool down. Also, I would recommend to grant nobility declaration policy. Yes, it will increase liberty desire, but at least you won't get any debuffs when you annex your vessels. As your second reform, you can take this one, Paraja Succession, just because it's quite unique, but I would personally take this one, for cheaper cavalry. Also, small life hack, you get favors with your vessels automatically. So let's wait for a little more. And now we can increase our trust to reduce their liberty desire. Basically for free. As strategy group, take either influence or diplomatic. I will take influence. Okay, here I go 10 favors, that might work. So, because Lan Xang is tributary of Min, you might think that we can't expand here, that we are blocked from further expansion. I want to show you one magic trick. For this you need to ally Min if it broke your tributary, but shouldn't be that difficult, you don't even have a border. Just roll Mary beforehand. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to finish this mission, subjugate Chiang Mai, declare on Pegu, ally of Lan Xang, call in Min, and not make Lan Xang co-belligerent. Now just look. Let's right click on Lan Xang, and as you can see, now it's not tributary of Min. How does this work? Well, simple. If Min declares on its tributary, then obviously it's not its tributary anymore. It broke its tributary. And most likely Lan Xang will hate Min's cuts for this, and that means that most likely it won't become tributary once again. Most likely. Once again, find nation that you need to improve relations with, and start doing it. Okay, let's start Lan Xang. What you want to do is you want to release 1 or 2 nations. If one is still alive, you can release just 1. Okay, now you will be able to finish 1 more mission, but once again, don't do it. You most likely will have choose with Lan Xang, and until it ends, don't even think of finishing the mission. Okay, let's peace out. Subjugate Pegu. Once again, shouldn't have any coalition if you improve relations. And now you already have kind of vessel swarm. And by the way, now we can rival Bengal. Most likely it will be your natural rival. To get the achievement, you would need to conquer some Bengali provinces. When you have too much of mana, you can start developing Renaissance. Encourage development on your capital state and start developing. I developed our capital a little, let's say, and I can finish this mission. Also do it if you want to, plus 100 prosperity is very good. When Pegu becomes loyal, you should accept Mon culture and finish this mission, protect the Mon. Now you need to crush the biggest nations in Burma, most likely it will be just Ava. But I'll be smarter about this, I just need to some favors with Min. Meanwhile, I'm trying to annex Khmer. Here we go, we can easily embrace Renaissance. And by the way, interesting fact, you can try to spawn Facetin in any country. To get this wonderful event, your province need to have at least 15 development, it should have embraced Renaissance, and you must have more than 50 prestige. And no other nation should do it before you, so you need to be faster than Europeans and Ottomans. It will really boost your economy. So Lan Xang once again became tributary of Min, but don't worry, I have a solution. The tactic is the usual one, declare on Lan Xang's ally, call in Min, it breaks its tributary. This time I will be a little bit smarter. A second reform, take this one, representatives of the crown. Ayutthaya is very vessel heavy nation. And by the way, you might wonder why do I have so many ships? The answer is simple, for this mission, prepare an invasion. I won't finish it yet, just because I'm not ready. But galleys are very cheap, as you can see I am well over my first limit and I'm still paying like 3 ducats. So no shame in doing it, because later if you see good opportunity to declare on Malacca, like right now for example, by the way, maybe good idea, you can do it. Basically you just need to build a lot of galleys. Okay, from Lan Xang I will just take 2 provinces. Well, to be honest, it was my mistake, I didn't think it would become tributary once again because it was at war against Min, but well, it seems it didn't work. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to isolate it from Min. You see, if nation doesn't have border with Min, it's impossible to make it tributary. I won't take much, just these 2 provinces, to not prolong the truce. So now it won't become the tributary of Min, it shouldn't. The early game of Ayutthaya is about diplomacy with Min. And also, by the way, in theory it's quite easy to beat Min in war, especially with Ayutthaya, but I think I should show some diplomatic options too. To beat Min you at least need to wait until it passes one reform and it has a low mandate. Also after this war most likely it will break our alliance. As you can see, it doesn't have any enemies, nor it doesn't have any rivals. It means that it would choose us as rivals and it would automatically break our alliance. Good that at least we could break tributary. Soon I will peace out, but I need to improve relations just a little bit more. It's not difficult to not get into coalition, just improve relations. I declared not only to break tributary, but also because of this mission. Thankfully, it highlights the nations that you need to break up, but basically you need to conquer some provinces from any nation in Burma that has more than 50 development. Just count development that it will have to make sure that you will be able to finish the mission. So, for example, here it would have 38 development, which is fine. Let's also get some money. Perfect, now we should be able to finish this mission, and yes, we are. So now you get claims on whole Burma region, and now the conquest of Burma may begin. But don't forget about aggressive expansion. Yes, Min did break our alliance. So in theory we can already finish this mission and start socializing, but I think it would be better to wait for a little bit more. To not let subjugation go to waste. To wait until our truce with Lan Xang ends. Soon most likely we will need to face Bengal, and how to do this, how to actually beat Bengal. There are actually quite a few nations you can ally to beat Bengal. It's almost always Jaipur, they usually hate each other, and well, sometimes Orissa or Vijayanagar, maybe Pakhmanis or Delhi if you're lucky. Okay, Khmer is next. Soon we will vassalize Lan Xang. Also, by the way, about karma. It's not like Confucianism, you need to keep karma around 0. For maximum bonuses you need to have between -33 and 33. So try to pick appropriate options in the events. As first ability, take aggressive expansion one. As second group you can take aristocratic if you want to play cavalry nation. Don't forget to build cannons, they will help you with sieges. Okay, now let's finish our mission, divide Lan Xang and declare on both Lan Xang and deserializable. After you've broken up Lan Xang, it shouldn't be difficult to win. It should be even quite easy. Okay, let's fight peace Ava and peace out Lan Xang. Okay, let's conquer one for one, no one will get upset, and to be honest we could declare with usual conquest CB, but maybe subjugation would be better in your case. Maybe you won't be able to conquer Lan Xang in one war, maybe you would. Anyway, if you went with subjugation route, you didn't declare your usual conquest war, you need to weaken Lan Xang. You need to conquer as much provinces from it as possible. Although we need to improve relations first a little bit, let's also peace out Monpai, some war reparations, and some money. Okay, now let's peace out our second vessel. Once again, we need to make it weak, but not too weak. Okay, perfect, now we conquered Lan Xang, and we need to bring these vessels down to less than 50 liberty desire, and we can subjugate Vietnam. It wouldn't be possible to break its tributary like we've done with Lan Xang, so we need to be more creative. Or maybe just declare on Min. Okay, here we go, we can finish this mission, but once again, we won't. And you might have noticed that I'm improving relations with my lane miners. If you ask why, the answer is very simple, it's because Malacca here is relatively big, and Subjugation CB gives you a lot of aggressive expansion. So I'm doing it beforehand, before declaring on Malacca. So I think I will break alliance with Vietnam. I doubt we can do anything diplomatically. You see, Min just passed new reform, so that means it would be easier to beat it. Min is actually quite easy to beat, even at this early stage. It doesn't even have that much of an advantage in army. Okay, I improved some relations, and I think we should be able to declare on Malacca. It's usually quite easy to win against Malacca. The problem here is aggressive expansion. Be really careful with aggressive expansion with Malacca if you haven't declared on it early. Just because you should almost have Burma coalition, and if any nation here in Malaya will join, then you would be quite in trouble. Yes, you can see here. Okay, I will just start improved relations, and no coalition should form if I stop conquering here. Oh, to be honest, the war with Malacca is almost never very difficult. You just need to occupy their mainland and wait. But coalition is quite a big problem. I did improve relations, still we would need to bribe some nations. Meanwhile, Min is being destroyed by earthquakes. The truce with our dear friend Vietnam has ended, so I will declare I will just leave here. Small amount of troops, really small amount, let's low attach, and set our vessels to supportive. And I'm going to declare on Vietnam. Min right now is extremely weak. We can piece it out quite quickly. So I successfully stock-wiped allies of Malacca, mostly because they were not really smart. They crossed while I was here, so they've got very big terrain debuffs. Just white peace, like I said, it's mostly waiting. I could white peace even without battles. And let's vassalize Malacca. So it will give you a lot of aggressive expansion, but it's possible to do this. Release some nation. It will give a lot less. I think it's more or less good. Not the best idea, of course, but well. We would need to bribe some nations if I decided to peace out without releasing. I mean, like literally bribing, find nation with negative opinion and send a gift, so it doesn't join the coalition. It's possible, but it's quite tedious. Meanwhile here, I'm trying to defend from Min. I'm not attacking, I'm just defending. So I did lose one battle, but that's not that actually bad. It would be quite easy to peace out Min. As you can see, because of mine that it's already doesn't have war enthusiasm. And if it starts taking losses, it would peace out. Well, here it is, it's already medium. Min's armies right now are paper, that's why we have good casualty ratio. And I think we should be able to peace out. And here we go, it was quite easy. Basically 2 battles and we can peace out Min. White peace. Moral of the story, if you see that mandate of heaven is small, like here it's like 2, you can easily declare on Min. Its armies are weak and it's easy to peace out. Once again, let's peace out. Wasn't difficult at all. Just had to improve relations once again with Burma nations, but that's not for long. Soon we will conquer them. So, Vietnam is finally ours and we need to start annexing some vessels. So basically, if you're in war against Tributary of Min, just try to peace out Min ASAP, like ASAP. And now I think it's time to show you how to effectively deal with Burma. Also, you choose any nation, call in its allies, allies, declare. Let's see. That's not whole Burma yet, so I will also declare here. Once again, call in all of its allies. Perfect. Now we are at war against whole Burma. Yes, just declare on whole Burma. It's quite effective. At this stage you should be able to easily beat anyone, so you shouldn't really worry. But of course, if someone allied Bengal or is tributary of Min, it's better not to test your luck. It's better not to make them co-belligerent. It won't end good. Let's develop Vietnam a little bit. Just a little, it's almost loyal already. Lan Na is the next, by the way. Your goal in this war is to peace everyone out separately. So you see, this coalition might look scary, but just take a look who would join. Just take a look. You must notice that 90% of them are from Burma. And we are at war. Okay, let's peace out Awa separately. Conquer everything. You should have a lot of admin mana, because you focused your playthrough on vessels. Here we go, one more nation. The biggest threat here is actually overextension. Aside from overextension, everything will be fine. You may wait for your course to finish before you conquer more than necessary. Not a big deal. Please note that the coalition doesn't get bigger, it gets smaller. That's the trick. 2 more provinces, but also very important, don't peace out the nation you declared on. First peace out its allies. Okay, 1 more province and just take a look, almost no coalition. If we declared slowly, trying to conquer one by one, then it would appear, most likely. And just look, we conquered everyone who could join the coalition. Peace out Mumbai and there won't be any coalition at all. Coalition of our vessel and Min. Just like that we conquer Burma. Let's finish the mission. Now we've got claims on this region. And let's get claim on South China. This won't net you an achievement. For an achievement you will also need to conquer at least this province from Bengal. It always belongs to Bengal. So yeah, the trick is to declare on everyone at once. It's not that difficult, but it requires a lot of manpower. And don't forget to remove some forts here. Most of them are useless. So after you've annexed Burma, maybe even annexed Bengali Burma, you want to annex your vessels. Lan Xang vessels. It is important. Don't state your Brahman provinces right now, just annex your vessels. Okay, it was my mistake to vassalize Lan Xang and not conquer it. Just vassalize nations that you release from Lan Xang, not Lan Xang itself, because it was really difficult to get out relations to finally annex it, but well, now we will annex it and I'll show you one trick. So after you annex all Lao nations, you want to state these provinces. You want to do it. Let's see, it's only 21%. We need to unstate every other province. Yes, it will cost in admin mana, but in my opinion that's a good idea anyway. Let's see, now we can culture shift, accept Lao, culture shift, restore Lan Xang, and form Siam. So you see, to form Siam as Ayutthaya, you would need to finish this mission. And to finish this mission you would need to wait until at least 1650. But Lan Xang can form Siam anytime it wants. So if you first form Lan Xang and then Siam, you'll be able to form it 100 years earlier. So in theory now you can state your princess once again, spend some admin mana and be happy. But you can also do something else, something very cool. So let's see how much favors do we have. A lot of favors, quite good. Trust, ask to prepare for war. Let's mark that princess as vital to us. Soon you will understand what I'm meaning to do. So now you can conquer Tibet nations, they are bordering Burma. It's not difficult. A third group you can take espionage for additional compatibility or maybe quality. Let's piss out Uzbek, it would be hell to try to siege it. And I think we can piss out Chagatai. I will just take whole Chagatai and Tibet. Like this. I've also built some spy network and we can also declare Lan Xang. You must have Hassa, everything else is secondary. Okay, here we go, I will just release Gush. It is shame, but it seems I can't get all Tibetan provinces here. Just one province. I just need one province. Okay, I have another idea. Okay, we'll return this province to Kush, peacefully vassalize it. Perfect, now what I'm going to do is I'm going first I need to core these provinces and I'm going to culture shift once again. Let's break Jampuri alliance with Limbu 1, with favors of course. Fabricate claim, declare, and I will fully conquer Tsan and Limbu Tibet. It's very important to conquer whole Tibet, not just part of it, soon you'll see why. But if you're making ultimate cavalry nation, you need to become Tibet, that's important. As fifth reform, take this one, for cavalry. Once again we're playing cavalry nation. Okay, like I said, I need to conquer whole Tibet, not just part of it. So if someone didn't understand, Limbu 1 was tributary of Tsan, and that's why I could conquer it. Basically, if you declare on tributary, you will always call in its overlord. Okay, perfect, almost there. We just need one province from Min. Let's see, check it out. Yes, just one province from Min, and everything will be perfect. Okay, now let's declare on Min. Why should I wait after all? Plan is simple, quickly South Bengal, and then we'll see. Once again, Min doesn't have mandates, that means that it should be quite weak. Okay, was relatively easy, we can even conquer Bengali Burma. Now let's piss out Min. Once again, we don't need much, just one province. Literally one province. Okay, well, it wasn't really easy, but don't think that right now it's guide. It's not really a guide, it's more like lake directions, what you need to do. It's already too late for a guide. Anyway, now we can finally core Tibetan provinces, like this. Perfect, put done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to once again culture shift Tibetan. At least Tibetan is one big culture group. It's easier to culture convert. It's not divided like some others. Okay, let's culture shift. To form Tibet you also need to convert to Rayana. You need to do it like this. Convert Rayana. Perfect. Now let's form Tibet. Don't forget to finish any missions you want here before doing it. No, don't choose new ideas. Siamese ideas are the best. And now you need to finish this mission. Step policies. For this you need to basically conquer whole Tibetan regions Tibet. That's why I declared on Min. And you need to ally some big horde with at least 100 development. Oh, and also of course if you want achievement, you need to do it before you form Tibet. So if you have some vessels, you need to annex it before. So here we go, annexing Bush, and soon we will become Horde. Yes, that's why we form Tibet. Tibet can make any nation into Horde. Okay, here we go, perfect. Now we can finish our mission. In Tibet, step politics, just ally any big horde. And now we can become Horde. Last two options will turn you into hordes, just choose whatever you like. And here we go, Horde with Siamese ideas. To truly make this work, you also need to finish Horde ideas. Together with espionage and aristocratic you will get a lot of cavalry compatibility. Maybe let me even demonstrate. Let's take Horde ideas. And now cavalry to infantry ratio is almost 100, almost, and plus 40 cavalry compatibility. After you finish your Horde ideas and get one more policy, you get plus 75 cavalry compatibility. Just made one reform and we can field whole cavalry army. Yes, this is the best cavalry nation in whole Asia, I think. Anyway, thank you for watching, hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Have a good day.